Well, here comes Sean Figgins, who is really a dynamic leadoff man for the Angels. Consider he's 0 for 4 in the series, but he's also drawn 4 walks. So it's pretty nice when your leadoff man doesn't have a hit, and yet he's been on base 4 times. Well, he's also been on once via error.
Right. This is the key. Keep this guy off the base because he sets the table for him. Actually, the Indians pitching has done a pretty good job against him. They're hitting just .243 in the series. Now, this is a team that is batting .290 and leading all of baseball with a team batting average. Number 1 in runs scored.
And Figgins leads the league with 94 runs scored. So we're underway after just an 11-minute delay.
Not bad at all.
And a game time temperature of 70 degrees, so it's actually much more pleasant than it was when we arrived here. It was in the mid-80s earlier today and very humid. A called strike. 1-2 the count on Sean Figgins. One of the reasons why there haven't been a lot of runs scored in the series, the leadoff men have not gotten on base much. Talked about Figgins, but overall when a hitter is leading off an inning, the Angels are 1 for 15, the Indians just 3 for 17. Fouled back.
Well, the Indians' problem last night, if they got a guy on base, they couldn't move him. He ended up staying put, never left his spot. So Jared Weaver did a good job out of the stretch. And in the first game, they had that opportunity in the 1 inning where they really could have knocked the young man Trevor Bell out of the ball game. They couldn't do it.
Figgins strikes out. Masterson gets his first K. 1 down.
There's a fastball, challenged him right there. Hit me, and he did not.
Now Mycer Izturis, 1 for 4 in the series. Played in the opener, sat out last night's game. That ball's down low, 2-0. Mycer Izturis, batting .322 over his last 39 games. Takes a strike. Bouncing ball to second base. Valbuena had it kick off his chest. And not in time when he recovered to throw. It was a close play at first. And Jim Joyce calls Izturis safe.
Yeah, he let that ball play him at second base. Watch how he stays back there instead of maybe being a little more aggressive and charging him. He's backpedaling, waiting for a big hop, and he just never got it. It's bang, bang at first, but it'll go as an error on Valbuena. He should have at least maybe been a little more aggressive coming in to get that ground ball.
His bang, bang still looked like he had him, though. But the Angels have a one-out base runner now for Bobby Abreu. Abreu 2 out of 8 in the series. On pace for his 7th consecutive 100 RBI season. Only Albert Pujols and Alex Rodriguez have driven in 100 in their last 6 seasons, along with Abreu. That's hit well, deep to right field. Back goes Chu, and it's over his head. Short hops the wall. Into third is Izturis, and Abreu has to hold with a long single. Now credit Chu, making a fine play on the short hop and keeping the double play in order.
I didn't watch it and see if Abreu thought that might have been a homer, but it short hops the wall coming out of the box. It's a high fastball. That ball had some top spin, so you would think normally that's a double, but Chu got to it quickly, barehanded it, And Abreu had to put the brakes on because you always anticipate a good throw coming in. He wasn't hustling out of the box, and that's where doubles come from, is when right out of that batter's box. So now they still have the double play in order.
And Vladimir Guerrero, 3 for 9 in the series, steps in. Guerrero has grounded into a dozen double plays on the year. Ball pops away from Shopik. Here comes the runner from third. The throw off the mark. And Estura slides in safely, although Masterson didn't think he ever got to home plate. Here comes Eric Wedge to argue. He may have a legitimate beef because when Masterson sprawled in at home plate to make the catch, he blocked Estura's. But Angel Campos still called him safe. But that's a passed ball and a costly one for the Indians.
I mean, that ball is right there. That's, again, Kelly Shopik. A ball that just goes off his glove that's very catchable. That was mask high. It gets away, so, the throw was wild. That's why.
He never touched home plate.
Well,
he never even came close to touching home plate.
You might be right. I thought that was his shoe, but it was Masterson's. See, he's blocked out anyway. He was out. You're absolutely right. They have a legitimate beat because his leg was sitting right in front of home plate.
So Masterson actually made a heck of a defensive play there.
But he did, and it was a bad throw coming in, and I think that's what maybe fooled the umpire.
So now a runner at second, still only one out. And a 2-0 count on Vladimir Guerrero.
That's the 6th pass ball now for Kelly Shopik. Again in the first inning, he had 2 out in L.A. when Laffey was on the mound out there. I don't know what it is with the Angels.
2-1 to count.
That's when Laffey had the 42-pitch first inning.
Yeah.
Struck out the first guy, and it was a pass ball, and he reached base.
Guerrero fights it off. 2-2.
See, those are the little things you cannot afford to do with a team like the Angels. They're going to score their share of runs anyway. Now, you gave them a run with the error by Valbuena, and then Abreu really wasn't hustling. So Chu hustled and got it into second. You had the double play there, and then a pass ball, a ball that should be caught easily by Shopik, is not.
Throws him out. 2 down. Abreu moves over to third.
He got deep into the kitchen here. That one's running inside. Couldn't get his hands in enough that time. So that ball right out in front of the plate. Masterson picks it up and gets Guerrero at first. That's out number 2.
Juan Rivera 0 for 9 in the series. He'll bat with a runner at third and 2 down as Bobby Abreu takes his lead in foul ground down the third base side. High and wide for ball 1. Grady Sizemore cheating toward left center with Rivera at the plate. Two balls, no strikes. This will be pitch number 20 here in the first inning for Masterson.
And already 3 2-0 counts out of the first 5 guys. That's not a good sign.
Ground ball hit to short. Cabrera throws him out. Let the Angels pick up an unearned run, and they grab the early lead. 1-0 in favor of the Angels. John Lackey on the hill for the Halos. Here's the starting 9 for the Indians, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Sizemore, Cabrera, and Chu, who's had a great year against Anaheim. Peralta, Hafner, Valbuena in the middle, Shopik, Laporta batting 8th, and Andy Marte hits 9th.
Big John Lackey on the mound for the Angels is 8-5, and he's been on a roll. He is 6-2 and is since the beginning of July, and looking for win number 100. And he would become one of just 5 Angels pitchers to do that. He would join Chuck Finley, Nolan Ryan, Mike Witt, and Frank Tanana with a win here tonight. He did beat the Indians on July 29th back in L.A. Went 7 innings, gave up 3 hits and 1 run. Walked 4 but struck out 8. Here's a guy that really does a nice job of changing the eye level. You know, he'll throw that fastball. You will get a fastball to hit, but he'll elevate it. He'll drop that slow hook in there. Really moves it around well.
1-1 pitch. Grady bloops it toward left center, or toward the left field line, rather, and a long run, but Iber couldn't get to it. And then the ball rolls back toward the grass. Checking to see if Ibar's all right as he ran into the tarp. Looks like he's okay. Grady Sizemore's in the second with a leadoff double. And Grady Sizemore's now hit in 5 straight games.
This is placed perfectly because out in left field, Rivera was not going to get there. The only guy that had a shot, and he had a long. You see him looking for his left fielder? He said, pal, it's yours. And you can't stop over there on that track, so he ends up running into the tarp after he knocks that ball. It would have been a double anyway, even if he comes up cleanly with it.
We kind of hit that awkwardly with his right foot. Cabrera thought about a bunt.
No,
Pitch
don't
was
bunt.
Up high.
Don't bunt here. Look for a ball to pull. He's your best hitter in this situation early in the game. Don't give up an out at this time of the game. I would rather see him try and pull a ball.
Cabrera had his 12-game hitting streak snapped last night. 1-1 the count. During the month of August, only Joe Mauer has been hotter than Cabrera, and we know how hot Mauer has been.
Different planet, that guy, Joe Mauer. He's in his own league.
He's in Mars. 1-1 pitch. Again, Cabrera squared, but took it down low. 2-1. Angels on top 1-0. Indians trying to come right back after the leadoff double by Grady Sizemore. Outside, 2-1. Excuse me, 3 balls and a strike now. So Cabrera has himself in a good hitter's count. Looking for a pitch to at least pull and move the runner here. And he does that with a ground ball to second. Bobbled momentarily by Asturias. 1 away, and the tying run 90 feet away.
Let's take a look at the Angels' defense behind John Lackey this evening. Rivera is in left. Matthews gets the start in center today, and Abreu is in right. Figgins at third, Ibar at short, Asturias at second, Morales at first, and Mathis gets his first start behind the plate.
And now Shin-Soo Choo. He's 4 for 8 in this series.
The choo-choo train.
Blooped foul over the
They were
third base
doing
side.
a little documentary on Chu today from South Korea. They came in and interviewed Matt and I.
How's your Korean, by the way?
It wasn't very good. I'm going to have to see how they air it over there. We'll be in subtitles, but you know they wanted to know what we thought about Chu. We said we love him. He's a terrific ball player, and there's a shot of one of the crew that is doing the documentary for Shin-Soo Choo.
They've been here all week.
Yeah. They're getting a look, and it was funny how they asked, what do you do when he gets a base hit, during the game? They thought maybe we do somersaults or start hugging and high-fiving up here, but it was fun to do. I said we're very lucky to have this young man.
He's quite the sensation in South Korea, along with Y.E. Yang, who's the talk of the town, talk of the country right now.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see Chu go deep here today. He'll get the run in.
Ibar spins, throws, pulls him off the bag. Indians tie the game, and now Chu will go to second. So Shin-Soo Choo with an RBI single ties the game, goes to second on the throwing error. Terrific effort by Eric Ibar. But in hindsight, he probably just should have held on to the ball.
You know, you're right, but when you're moving and you finally make that catch, you're thinking, I want to get the out. And when you're really doing a 360 and trying to spin and throw, that's why it's going to go wild. But it does go into the dugout, so it's the extra base. So it'll be a base hit, RBI for Chu, an error on Ibar.
And still only one out for Johnny Peralta, who has gone 3 for 7 in the series. And Peralta's now hit in 5 straight games, 8 for his last 19. And his RBI pace has been very stellar of late, 25 ribbies in his last 25 games. And he's doing it much the way he did it last year, by just getting base hits, not hitting home runs.
Well, that's, those come with good at-bats. And Johnny hasn't been hitting the long ball all year, but you take the RBIs, boy.
He hit a lot of home runs last year, but when he went into that fourth hole in the lineup, he didn't hit as many home runs as much as he used the middle of the field and just really became a better hitter overall.
That's what you want to see from Johnny. Just drive in the runs. He's been doing a good job.
Good pitch by Lackey. And now the count 1-2. Johnny fouls it back. Nice grab by a fan in the front row of one of the suites. Two-handed grab, high fives all around. He did a nice job. Leans over the railing, two hands.
Beautiful.
Puts it away.
That error, Matt, is their first error in their last 59 innings.
Figgins scoops it up, throws him out. 2 down. Yeah, they have been one of the better defensive teams in the American League this year.
They're rated 3rd in the league. The Indians are rated 4th. I mean, they had a 6-game streak going where they haven't made an error, and that was their first one.
Travis Hafner with a runner at second and 2 down. Hafner 1 for 8 in the series. Angels with a semi-shift on. Ibar, the shortstop, not directly behind second base where we've seen him with Hafner at the plate, nobody on base. He's got to try and keep Chu somewhat close there.
Right, that's exactly right. Especially with Figgins off third base.
0-2 the count.
Started him off curveball, then threw him the changeup. And, with first base open here, he's going to toy with him. He's not going to give him. If he does throw him a fastball, it's going to be up and out of the zone to see if he'll chase it. He's not going to throw him one for a strike, I would not think.
20th pitch of this first inning for John Lackey. We're tied at 1.
Yeah, there you go. Everything's going to be off speed.
Now, part of the adjustment for Travis Hafner is hitting now in a lineup where teams may be focusing more on him in terms of not allowing him to beat them, which means he's got to try and lay off because they're going to throw him fewer pitches in the strike zone.
Yes, you're absolutely. When you've got a rookie like Valbuena hitting behind you, I mean, there's exactly right. They're going to make you expand your strike zone. But what happens now, you end up giving into it because you want to hit and you're paid to drive in runs, so you want to do it so badly that you start expanding your zone, it actually ends up hurting you.
Throw to second, a close play. Good timing play, but Chu able to get back in safely. Eric Wedge acknowledged that he thinks Hafner is probably trying to do too much, going outside of, the proverbial box.
I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. And, here's a guy that's not playing every day. He plays until that shoulder gets tired, which is usually about 3 games, not many more than that. And then he gets a day off. And that day off, when he doesn't play, he still can't hit. He can't pinch hit.
2-2. Strike 3 called.
There's the fastball. He was looking for the breaking ball.
Indians come back, though, and tie the game. We're even up after an inning of play. Brought to you by Continental Airlines, official airline of the Cleveland Indians. Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. By McCafe Coffees at McDonald's, all made to order with fresh ground espresso beans. And by All Care Dental Indentures, we make seeing the dentist easy. That Grady Sizemore bobblehead's almost as big as Grady himself. Kenry Morales will lead off the second inning here for the Angels. Takes a strike over the outside corner. It'll be followed by Eric Ibar and Gary Matthews Jr. here in the second. Oh and 2. Beaver Creek, Ohio native Justin Masterson came to the Indians as the key piece in the Victor Martinez trade. And we'll see what happens as we go forward with Masterson, whether or not he stays in the rotation or winds up back in the bullpen. I think as we go to spring training next year, that will be how they'll look at him initially as a starter and then work off of that. Missed inside, a ball and 2 strikes. Unless over the next month they see something glaring that says, no, we want him as a reliever.
Well, you got to give him a chance. I mean, and see what happens. They need starting pitching. They could use a right-handed starter.
2 balls, 2 strikes. He wouldn't chase after it. 3 and 2. From 0-2 to 3-2 in the payoff pitch. Popped him in the air. Center field, Grady Sizemore. One down. Let's have a look at the Alltel text poll question of the game. On this date in 1995, Jose Mesa broke whose single-season consecutive saves record with his 37th straight? Was it Doug Jones, Dennis Eckersley, Lee Smith, or Brian Harvey? Text your answer to 31962 and we'll have the results later in the game. A strike called to Eric Ibar. Three for 8 in the series. This is always a guy you've got to be aware of the infield hit because he has 17 bunt hits and 28 infield hits.
I'll tell you, this kid he's a good little player.
Valbuena from the seat of his pants got enough on it, and Marte picks it 2 down. Nice play by Valbuena, and he realized with the speeding Ibar going down the line, he didn't have a lot of time, so he just got rid of it.
Well, this is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. I love any time you can throw from the seat of your pants and you get an out, especially with a guy that can run. He picked it. He saves a base hit right there. So good play by Valbuena.
And with 2 down, Gary Matthews Jr. will be the batter. And a called strike. Now Matthews Jr. on the year is hitting .243. But when he was playing every day with Torrey Hunter out of the lineup against the Indians, he went 4 for 11 and drove in 3 runs. And in his career, he's a .296 hitter against the Tribe. One pitch. Sliced foul out of play. Angels went out and gave Gary Matthews Jr. a big free agent contract. Only a year later, they went out and went after Torrey Hunter. Which essentially relegated Matthews Jr. to the role of spot starting.
Well, I mean, like we said last night, he's a valuable guy to have, but how many guys can pay that kind of money for a guy coming off the bench?
About 4 teams in baseball could afford that. 1, 2, 3. Good inning for Justin Masterson. We're tied at 1, middle 2. second. Luis Valbuena will lead off for the Indians. John Lackey winds it up, fires it in there, and it's a strike. Valbuena 3 for 6 in the series. Bounces it right to Figgins at third.
You better test somebody else because we've seen him all series, and he makes every play.
Like a little vacuum cleaner over there. Our great clip of the game from last night. And a couple of knocks. Relax, you're at Great Clips. Here's Kelly Shopik, 0 for 4. Shopik did not start the opener, but in last night's game he was robbed of a hit by Sean Figgins in his first at bat, and then grounded out to him 2 more times in the ball game. Two balls, no strikes. John Lackey, 30-year-old right-hander. Native of Abilene, Texas. Second-round pick back in 1999.
He was one of the only rookies. He started Game 7 of the World Series for the Angels back when he was a rookie. And that's when you knew he was going to be a big game pitcher because he had nerves of steel. Ice water running through those veins. How many times can you see a rookie go out there and start Game 7?
That year, Lackey made 18 starts in the major leagues, was 9-4 with a 3.66 ERA. In 2003, his first full season in the big leagues was 10-16, a year after that World Series triumph and a 4.63 earned run average. But, like all the good ones, he made the adjustment. Following year, he was 14-13, 14-5 in 2005.
Yeah. Well, since 2005, now that you're talking about it, he has the second lowest ERA in the league, right behind Roy Halladay. That's how good this guy has been. CC is 4th on the list. Lackey 3.46, CC's at 3.58.
Shopik again grounds it to Figgins. And again, Figgins throws him out. It's his 3rd assist already tonight. 2 down. I want to talk to you for a moment about the Gathering Place, an incredible community that helps individuals and families who are touched by cancer. Every time the Indians homer this year, Great Clips donates $50. Rick and I are each donating $5 for every homer hit by the Indians this year. You can log on to touchedbycancer.org to learn more about the Gathering Place or to make a donation of your own.
We've been in a little slump here lately, especially in this ballpark as far as hitting home runs.
Last 8 home games, over. Here's Matt Laporta, back from the minor leagues. Laporta got the call back when Indians outfielder, there's a pitch in there for a called strike. Trevor Crowe went down with the oblique injury. At AAA Columbus, Laporta bat .299 this year. He had 17 homers, 60 runs batted in, and 93 games played. There you see his season numbers. Just 2 for 26 here in the big leagues in his first go-around.
Well, I never really had a chance to play every day. This time, you're going to have to get him some at-bats. He's playing in left field tonight, but they say he did not go. They're going to get him, I think, more playing time at first base than they are out in the outfield. But tonight he's in left.
And Lackey. Ground ball to second. Torres throws them out. Indians go 1-2-3. 2 complete. We're tied at 1. Jeff Mathis will lead it off. He's the number 9 hitter. Then Sean Figgins and Myceres Torres. Justin Masterson goes inside for ball 1. Mathis, 209 hitter on the year, 5 homers, 26 runs batted in. He doesn't play much, and that's due largely in part to the prowess of Mike Napoli, who's really become a terrific force behind the plate. Liner to first. Marte grabs it 1 away. Top of the order, Sean Figgins. Save 70 to 81% off jewelry right now during the Overstock sale at Alvin's, your Cleveland family jeweler since 1931. Thousands of items, rings, earrings, pendants, diamonds, and gold, all up to 81% off. Find sale dates and locations at alvinsjewelers.com. Figgins struck out his first time up and takes a strike over the outside edge. Boy, he pulled the string nicely there. 0-2.
That's a pitch that he's going to have to get down and master, is this changeup. The secondary pitches sometimes for a young starter, the toughest ones to throw for strikes at times. And oh, yeah. Wow. How is that not a strike? He had him right there. I mean, that's a strike. He missed it. He missed it. That ball is right there. How can you miss it? You're sitting on the inside corner.
Oh, rookie umpire. Swung on and missed. Takes care of it himself.
Strike 4.
His second strikeout tonight, 2 down.
Well, Kick It is a campaign to raise money for pediatric, adolescent, and young adult cancer research. Kids can register their kickball teams at Indians.com and kickit.org. They'll hold kickball games in their communities to raise money through September, and then teams will be selected to play in the special Kick It game here at Progressive Field, and it'll follow the Sunday games.
Swing and a miss by Torres, 1-1. Torres reached on the error by Valbuena. It was a bouncing ball that Valbuena had kick off his chest. Still looked like he had him on the throw, but it was a very close play. He was called safe, and he came around and scored what turned out to be an unearned run in that first inning. The only run so far for the Angels. 2-1. And that's ball 4, so Torres draws a 2-out walk, and that snaps a string of 7 in a row set down by Justin Masterson. Bobby Abreu stands in. He hit a ball over Shin-Soo Choo's head in right field in the first inning. Short hopped the wall, but he was held to a single. He did not break out of the box in a hurry.
Well, he did hit the ball well, but, you know, when you've got a guy out there with a good arm, you've got to hustle out of the box. He did not, although it didn't end up hurting him because he got to second base on the pass ball anyway. But it did keep the double play in order against Guerrero in that inning, briefly.
Line up the middle into center field. A base hit for Abreu, his second tonight. And so 2 on, 2 out. And that brings up the always dangerous Vladimir Guerrero.
Down and away, and he just stayed right on it. Pretty swing. Didn't try to pull it. Used the whole field, and that's how you hit for a high average.
Ground ball headed up the middle. There's Cabrera. The flip, the inning is over. Angels strand a pair, middle of the third, tied at 1. Off the bottom of the third, Indians' number 9 hitter, batting 175 on the year. Has 7 hits in 40 at-bats. Looks at the ball down low, evens the count at 1-1. Big rainstorm late this afternoon pushed our start time back about 11 minutes. But it's been smooth sailing ever since the big boomers flew through here. We had thunder, lightning, heavy rain, the whole shooting match. But it's now a very pleasant evening. Each team traded a run in the first. Since then, the pitchers have dominated. 70 degrees at game time. Just a light breeze blowing out toward right center. Marte lays off 2-2. Back in 2007, when CC Sabathia had his magical year and won the Cy Young Award, John Lackey had a 3.01 earned run average, and Marte is out looking for the first out here in the third.
Well, you know, that's right. It goes straight down. You look at that breaking ball. I don't know if that's a slider or you can consider that a curveball because it goes straight down. And, I mean, it's right on the outside edge. Perfect pitch. That looks to me like a curveball.
Bouncing ball to second base, and as Torres takes care of Grady Sizemore, 2 down. Let's go down to the farm, look at our Subway Fresh face of the game. Lou Marson, who came from the Phillies in the Cliff Lee trade, 2 for 3 with a homer, double, 2 runs batted in. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. Caught the outside corner, 1-1. And you think back to the 2007 season, Lackey had 19 wins and a 3.01 ERA and finished third in the Cy Young that year. CC won it. Carmona had 19 wins that year.
Yes, he did. Beckett had a terrific year.
He
finished second.
That's right.
Thought he was going to win it.
Bouncer to short. Going to be a quick inning for John Lackey. Ibar throws out Cabrera, and the Indians go in order. He's set down 8 straight. One our score going to the 4th inning here at Progressive Field. Juan Rivera, Kendry Morales, and Eric Ibar will face Justin Masterson, who's about to make his 50th pitch of the night.
He should be up around 90 now, right? 95?
I would think so,
on
yeah.
this start today. I didn't happen to ask Carl today.
Swung on and missed, tied him up nicely, 0-2.
Angels from here will head to Toronto. Across the border. They started in Baltimore. And they have been playing superb baseball on the road. Best road record in the American League. I don't see anybody being better than them in all of baseball. Although the Philadelphia Phillies are 37-20. Angels are 37-23.
0-2 pitch. Chop foul. Juan Rivera has been held in check in this series, 0 for 10. And a little tapper back to the mound. Masterson. Oh, he had to go right through the wickets. And Rivera will reach.
Will be the second error on the Indians tonight. Sometimes you get over there and you have a tendency to rush. That's why it doesn't matter how much you work with pitchers. You get over there and whoopsie, right between the wickets, through the glove, and you just catch the ball first, then you throw it. And that ball goes right between the legs. So it'll go as an error.
And that brings up Kendry Morales, who flied to center his first time up tonight. Down low from ball one. Morales 2 out of 10 in this series. 79 runs batted in on the year. Big chopper to first. Marte grabs it, steps on the bag, throw to second, double play. Nice job by Marte, who had the presence of mind to grab it quickly before it went foul and then step on the bag. And a good throw down to second.
There you go. Right there. As easy as it can get. You're right at the base. You step on it, you throw to second, and you get probably the slowest runner on the team right there.
Well, I said to you before the game, every player on the Angels roster has a stolen base except for Juan Rivera.
Right.
And if he steals a base, that'll be a story.
Well, I know, but Rivera's had knee problems and leg issues. And, there are guys that just can't run. He's one of them. And believe me, there's not many on this team.
They used to have a couple of guys by the name of Molina that couldn't run much
either.
either.
That's true.
But ever since they left
Flying
town,
Molina brothers.
They've been a speedy bunch.
But they didn't have to run.
No. And neither does this guy. 19 homers, 69
when
ribbies
you get a
for
couple
Rivera.
of guys in that offense that can run, you rarely see a team like this that can run. This is more of a National League style team.
Well, the double play helps Masterson make quick work of the Angels. Middle of the fourth, still tied at 1. Masterson, who's working in a tie game here as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Shin Soo Choo to lead it off against John Lackey. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning with you, and happy to be joined now by newest member of the Cleveland Indians, Alex White. Congratulations. Got your deal done. You all excited now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ready to go?
I am. Just can't wait.
And what's the next step for you now?
I'm going to head out tomorrow and meet the Akron team in Erie, Pennsylvania. Get back to throwing program, build my arm strength back up, and just work back to the mound.
Now, I know your college season ended quite a while ago, so what have you been doing since then?
Just been hanging out in Greenville, North Carolina, playing a lot of golf.
That a boy.
Throwing a little bit and working out, just trying to stay somewhat in shape, waiting for this day to come.
Well, I know there was a midnight deadline last night to get the deal done, and as I understand, it went pretty close to that deadline.
It became extremely close to that deadline. We got the deal done. I think we knew we were going to get it done by about 11:40. But it took up to about 2 minutes to 12 to get it done.
That's okay. It's at the 12th hour of the deal. That's no problem. What's the first thing you want to go out and buy now that it's done?
I'm not buying anything. If I were to buy anything, it'd be a new set of irons.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Why not? Go ahead, get a new set of irons. What kind do you play?
Well, I need to get some new ones. I need to get some better ones.
We got a good friend with TaylorMade if you're interested there.
All right.
Well, if I can tell you anything, it doesn't matter what kind of irons. It's the player. At the end of the day, you can keep changing clubs.
It's not the bow and arrow. It's the Indian. Is that
right.
what you're saying?
That's exactly right. So North Carolina, you're native of North Carolina, right?
Yes, sir. Greenville, North Carolina.
So pitching for the Tar Heels had to be a lot of fun for you.
It was. It was a lot of fun. A lot of hometown fans would make the trip up. Always great crowds. Always just a lot of excitement around that ballpark.
Of course, the basketball team wasn't too shabby the last couple of years either, huh?
They're not too bad.
We heard your interview with Bruce Drennan earlier today, and you were a big basketball player, weren't you?
I was. I loved basketball. I wish I could have played it at higher levels, but just wasn't talented enough. And baseball took me places that basketball couldn't.
That's okay. That's a good sign. At least, well, you can always play basketball. Don't tell these guys though in the offseason.
Exactly.
You'll be in trouble.
Ground ball up the middle. Ibar, what range? And he throws out Peralta, 2 down.
Have you met Carl Willis? I'm sure you have. You met Carl Willis. He's from North Carolina, so you guys had to hit it off well. The pitching coach for the Indians.
Absolutely, I have. He's a great guy. North Carolina guy. We got a lot of mutual friends, and everything I hear about him are just great things.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. Well, he's had 2 back-to-back Cy Young pitchers, with CC Sabathia and Cliff Lee.
Alex, I would consider you, from everything I've read, to be a power pitcher. How would you describe yourself and the way you'll attack hitters when we get a chance to see you?
I think so. I am more of a power pitcher, but I got to work on spotting my fastball and being able to throw my all-speed pitches for strikes and, in hitters' counts. They can't just be strikeout pitches with 0-2 counts. I got to be able to throw them at, in any count that I need them.
This is a fun guy to watch pitch, John Lackey. He's a guy that can back off, change-ups, curveballs, and that's one of the arts of pitching in the major leagues is 2-0, 3-1 counts. A lot of guys, back off. They throw their secondary pitches for strikes. That's the difference between a major leaguer and a minor leaguer.
I would imagine this experience for you is fun just to kind of soak it all in.
It is. It's a lot of fun. My family's here with me. A lot of excitement. Just kind of enjoying it, being around the players, being around the clubhouse, and just enjoying this day when – we got to go to the minor league park tomorrow and start the real career.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the minor league parks aren't bad nowadays. I mean, what do you think of this ballpark?
It's a great park. It's a great city, great organization. I couldn't say enough about it.
It's actually a pretty good park to pitch in. Believe it or not, 23rd, ranked 23rd in the league for home run balls out of 30. So that's not bad.
I was thinking, you go from today where a lot of pats on the backs, a lot of handshakes. And tomorrow you become a grunt. You go to Akron. It's like going into the Army.
Absolutely, the work starts tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's the fun of it, man. I mean, you can't start out. This is the bright lights. This is the max, the pinnacle that you get to. So you got to pave your way. You pay your dues, and when you get here, you appreciate it that much more. So it's nice to see it now, because that's what the carrot you can dangle out in front of you, and your goal to make it.
I heard you tell Bruce earlier that, watching. Being from North Carolina, watching the Braves, guys like Maddox and Smoltz, but you liked Maddox, but eventually you realized you were more like Smoltz.
Oh, absolutely. Maddox was my favorite player growing up, but, the older I got, the more I realized that my game resembled John Smoltz a lot more. He's a power pitcher.
Hopefully your golf game will be like John Smoltz, too, because he's a pretty good player.
That's what I hear.
He gets to play with Tiger a lot.
Runner at first with 2 down. Luis Valbuena at the plate. And he pops it foul. Figgins gives it a look, and he ran into the railing. Couldn't stretch out.
No siree. That was just at the right spot where he couldn't extend and go over there.
Matt Underwood, Rick Manning. We're visiting with Alex White, Indians' first-round pick, who was signed, sealed, and delivered here today, starting his Indians career, if you will. Tomorrow, you said you'll head out?
Yes, sir.
Head out to join the Akron Arrows tomorrow.
Erie, Pennsylvania, right down the road, about an hour and a half, 90 miles away.
Great Indians fans in Erie, PA, too. 1-1 pitch, misses outside.
That's the one nice thing about the Indians organization. All your minor league teams very close to here. Akron, about 45 minutes away from here. You got Columbus, the AAA franchise. It's about, 2 hours from here?
Yeah. Everything very centrally located now. Ground ball to second. And that'll do it. Alex, congratulations. Good luck. We look forward to seeing you.
Thank you very much.
That's Alex White, Indians' first-round pick, signed today with the Tribe. And it's still a 1-1 tie here in Cleveland through 4. Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. And by Alltel Wireless. Choose who you call for free with My Circle. Any number, any network. One fifth inning. Gary Matthews Jr., Jeff Mathis, Sean Figgins to bat for the Angels. Matthews grounded to short his first time up. One hopper to second. Valbuena takes care of that one away.
You talk about 25 outs. 18 of them have been ground ball outs, 4 strikeouts. Well, if you're traveling, you can always catch the Tribe games on your computer with MLB.tv. It's the ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 live out-of-market games per week, plus on-demand games. For full details, visit Indians.com, where baseball is always on.
Jeff Mathis goes after the first pitch. He drives it deep to center, but Grady Sizemore able to get back and grab it on the warning track, 2 down. Well, here's our Direct Energy bringing the gas sequence. Take your pick from either of Sean Figgins' first 2 at-bats tonight.
Well, this is coming back in the third inning. Starts him off a little sinker away for a strike. Got him to chase one. Misses, although that was a strike anyway, and then gets him on the 4th pitch. So that was strike 4.
Direct Energy, simple solutions for your natural gas supply needs. 2 at-bats for Sean Figgins, 2 punch-outs. '63rd pitch of the night for Justin Masterson, misses down low. Final meeting of the year between these two teams. Indians are far from done, though, with the American League West. The Mariners come in tomorrow night. Rangers still have a trip to Cleveland yet. And the Indians still have a trip left out west to play the Oakland A's. 2-1 the count. 2 down, bases empty here in the 5th. Three balls and a strike. Masterson has walked one in addition to the 2 strikeouts. Full count. How about that crazy carry?
Yeah, it's some
right
spin
back
to
him.
it, didn't it,
Yeah.
off that rubberized track there. That's what you call a Sunday hop right there, right into your glove.
And the payoff pitch outside for ball 4. Let's go back to the STO studios for the first time tonight. Here's Al Pulaski with a Ford Sports Update.
Matt and Rick, let's go to Toronto. Red Sox and Blue Jays. Toronto had 1-0, and then J.D. Drew got it going first. A solo home run in the 3rd to tie it. And then in the 4th inning, he'd do it again. This one a 2-run shot. 4-1 Boston. J.D. Drew, 2 for 2 with 2 homers so far tonight.
All right, thanks, Al. Sean Figgins, with 37 stolen bases, is 3rd in the American League. Interesting in that he's the only active player in the majors to have at least 30 steals in each of the last 6 seasons. Strike to the outside corner. Torres reached on an error by Luis Valbuena in the 1st and scored the Angels' only run. He walked in the 3rd. Next pitch will be the 70th on the night for Justin Masterson. In his first start, he went 4 innings. Last start, 3 1/3.
Got much better command this time today than he had in his last start in Minnesota.
0-2 the count, 70 pitches so far tonight. So
now would be the time for Figgins over there at first base to go ahead and take off if he wants to try and protect Esteuris. Down in the count 0-2, you just, well, he knows. If he takes off, he'll take a quick peek in to make sure it's not a pitch out.
popped in the air. Shallow left. Matt Laporta is in, and the inning is over. Halfway home, tied at 1. Bottom of the fifth inning. Each team scored a run on the first. That's been it. Bottom third of the Indians' order due up here in inning number 5. Kelly Shopik, Matt Laporta, and Andy Marte. John Lackey with a good fastball away to Shopik. And a swing and a miss, 0-2. You can win a new home theater system in the Great Clips Upgrade My Viewing contest. Package includes a 32-inch Samsung 1080p TV, a Sony Bravia DVD home theater system, and a Sony Blu-ray player. Stop by your local Great Clips location and register to win before August 30th. Oh-2 pitch to Shopik. Just missed. He went right out for that corner again.
Well, see if he could get him to swing at it. He swung at the first 2 pitches out there, so he shows him that fastball out there, and he's, I'm thinking, coming back with a nice curveball here. There we go. Just got a piece of it. Left that one up just a hair. Lackey's been in such a good groove when you go back to the July. 6-2. ERA, very, very good. A 1.89 ERA in his last 7 starts. Look at that. And he started the year on the DL. He was hurt early. Yep, he went.
Third strikeout for John Lackey, one down here in the 5th.
Well, tomorrow night when the Indians host the Seattle Mariners, there's going to be a terrific fireworks show following. It's called Rock and Blast, and it is better than your average fireworks show here on Friday. Not that they're average. They're all very good, but this one much better. So that's tomorrow night. Seattle Mariners start a 3-game series. We'll have Rock and Blast Friday and a Rock and Blast Saturday as well.
Matt Laporta looks at ball 1 down low. Laporta grounded out to second his first time up. And he chases after that breaking ball, 1-1. Back in 1999, John Lackey pitched at Grayson County College in Denison, Texas, helping them to the Junior College World Series. They won the championship that year. They were 50-13. As a pitcher, Lackey was 10-3. And as a hitter, he batted .428. He had 15 home runs on the year and drove in 81 runs. He had 8 hits in the World Series alone, including 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. So he was far from just being a pitcher. Down low with the off-speed pitch, 2-2.
Let's see what he did in interleague play this year. He was 1 for 8 and had an RBI. Scored a run.
I was just looking to see if they had his career hitting, and oh, here it is. He was 0 for 22 coming into this year.
Okay, welcome to the big leagues.
Junior college stalwart with the bat. Then again, I mean, it's...
Well, you don't. You're in the American League. You never pick up a bat. You don't do it until you go to spring training and interleague play, and that's it. Do you think one of these days it'll be DH over in the National League as well? How long can they hold out for?
Yeah, 3-2 popped him up. I think without a doubt, Rick, it'll go that way before it would ever be any kind of an abolishment of the DH. Let's have a look at the All Care Dental and Dentures Smile and Easy Cam tonight. Want to say hello to all our All Care friends in Elyria, Ohio. 17 locations across northeastern Ohio. All Care Dental and Dentures makes seeing the dentist easy. 2 down for Andy Marte, struck out his first time up. 2 balls, no strikes. 75 pitches now on the night for John Lackey. So Lackey and Masterson are right about on the same pitch count. Masterson's only at 71, so Lackey's made more pitches than Masterson to this point. Justin's done a terrific job since allowing an unearned run in the first. Three and one. Now the 3-1. Full count.
Helped him out. He had a free ticket right there.
And now the payoff pitch. Chops it foul over toward the Indians' dugout. Trevor Crow on the DL now with that oblique injury. Not afraid to throw that bare hand out there now. Here's the 3-2. And he walks him. Second walk of the night for John Lackey. And Grady Sizemore will bat now. 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. I just can't let this go. I'm just thinking in my head, Rick.
Why does he throw him a 3-2 curveball?
A number 9 hitter batting, what was he batting, 170 in that at bat?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I know what the thinking is. He threw him the fastball, he rolled over, and he figures I'd just throw him a curveball out there. He's going to swing and miss that. But he didn't throw him a strike.
Yeah.
If you throw it, you got to throw a strike.
1-0 the count on Grady Sizemore. Grady 4 hits in the series. He's hit in 5 straight games. Came in batting .371 over his last 9 games. Count 2-0. Two balls and a strike. Marte, the runner at first with 2 down. And Grady ropes it foul.
I'd like to send along our birthday wishes. Bernadine Gargak of Cedar Crest, New Mexico, turning 77 today. Ken Beard of Tiffin, Ohio, is 74. And Emma Migro of Sandusky is 6. Happy birthday to each and every one of you.
Two. High and wide, full count. So Andy Marte will take off on this 3-2 pitch at first base. And Grady Sizemore will try to find an alley. Runner goes, payoff pitch. Hammered foul into the lower deck. Again, the 3-2. It's ball 4. So back-to-back walks after the first 2 were out here in the 5th. And as Dribble Cabrera will bat now with that go-ahead run in scoring position. Hey, don't forget, coming up after the ball game tonight right here on Sports Time Ohio, Training Camp Daily. And Jim Donovan will go one-on-one with Browns quarterback Brady Quinn. Browns getting ready for their preseason home opener Saturday night against the Detroit Lions at 7:30 p.m. You'll see that game live on Channel 3. Tomorrow, full day of activity here on STO. All bets are off with Bruce Drennan at 3. Beer Money from the Great Lakes Brewery at 6. Chrysler Jeep Indians on Deck show at 6:30. And then Indians Mariners tomorrow night at 7 right here on STO. As Dribble Cabrera 0 for 2 tonight. He's got a chance now to put the Tribe in front. And Lackey pounds a fastball in there for strike 1. We've said it before, the walk is a big part of the Indians' offense, and it's set up this inning to this point. But a ground ball to second will end it. And we've played 5 complete, still tied at 1. To the ball game tonight. Max is 7 years old, and he's quite the baseball player already. Dave was a pretty decent second baseman in his day back at Baldwin Wallace College.
Well, he's got the glasses on like a golfer right behind, you know, the hat.
Well, Bobby Abreu will lead off the 6th inning for the Angels. He's 2 for 2, 2 singles. In fact, now that I look down, he's the only guy that has a hit for the Angels.
You know, that's exactly right. I'll tell you what, the Indians really have pitched very well against the Angels in this series. When you go and think about it, and these guys, as I mentioned, have been scoring runs at a premium eight times, or 8 or more runs in 14 of the 32 games since their All-Star break.
Yeah, they've been mashing everybody. Good teams, bad teams, it doesn't matter. They're not discriminating.
No, they are not. But the amazing thing here, the last 8 games here at Progressive Field, the Angels, this being the 3rd, Texas played 3, Minnesota the last 2. There's been 1 home run hit in this ballpark. And do you remember who hit it?
Oh, boy.
Think about the big power hit. Oh, it doesn't matter.
About that one.
No,
I'm worried about the next one.
You know who hit that ball?
Let me think. 1 home run.
Think
all
back.
Those
Remember
teams.
in Texas? I'll give you the tip. It was Texas. 1 home run. That power hitting shortstop they have.
Elvis Andrus.
Yes,
that's right.
That's the guy who hit the home run down towards right field. No, he hit one up in the bleachers. But I'm thinking he hit one. Yeah, his first one against us in Texas. But yes, that was in the last 8 games in this ballpark. spans of 555.
So it's not just the Indians who haven't hit
right.
home runs.
68 innings. That's both teams. That's why I'm saying it's just because the Angels are hitting, but that is truly amazing.
This has become a great pitcher's park.
Yes, it has.
Who would have ever thought Progressive Field would be ever talked about as a pitcher's park? But
coming right back into your living room right there. Get your glove, put your mask on, or duck.
3-2 the count on Abreu. Got him to reach for it. And Peralta pulled him off the bag and tagged him anyway.
Oh, baby. Marte
Alfredo Griffin
nice
arguing, and here comes Mike Scioscia. They thought he whiffed on the tag attempt.
Well, I'll tell you, that's Jim Joyce that he's talking to right now. And if Marte did tag him, they get the out. It was a heads-up play because Peralta's throw brought him off the bag.
Well, I think what Mike Scioscia's telling him is that from his vantage point, he saw him miss the tag.
Well, let's see. The throw is wide. Let's see what we see. There it comes. Definitely, he's off the bag. And
brushed him.
You sure?
It looked like he did. I don't know how Jim Joyce could have seen that.
I don't know. I think he's guessing. He may not have got him.
From that angle, it didn't look like it, but from the first angle, it looked like he just brushed his shoulder with the glove. But in any event.
Well, he's called out. That's a tough call no matter how you look at it.
Swing and a miss. I still thought Asturias was out in the first inning, and he called him safe. And that was a bang-bang play, so. Way outside of that pitch. 2-1. Coming into this at-bat, Vladimir Guerrero in this series had seen 33 pitches and swung at 21 of them. Which is really no big surprise.
Well, the other 12 he couldn't swing at. He couldn't get that bat to it.
There's one that was almost on the ground, and Peralta throws him out. 2 down. Back to the studios for a Ford Sports Update.
All right, guys, let's go down to Texas. Minnesota taking on the Rangers. Marlon Byrd leaving the yard here in the second inning. That solo shot puts Texas ahead 1-0, his 13th of the year. Matt, Rick, back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Here it is, a 1-1 tie. 2 down, and Juan Rivera will be the batter. I wonder if Mickey Hatcher treats Vladimir Guerrero the way a pitching coach would treat a knuckleballer. Because what are you going to tell the guy? Oh, you swung at a bad ball there. Yeah, I know. I always do. And I hit most of them.
Well, what can you say? You know what you do with him? You just stay positive. Hey, that's a good swing anyway, pal.
Yeah.
You just pat him on the back. That's all a hitting coach has to do is keep a guy in a good frame of mind. Mechanically, and seriously, when you can't think. The more you think, going in there, every once in a while, a batting coach has got to, fine tune maybe some of the younger hitters or get you focused on what you really want to sit on and what to look for off certain pitchers. But once you get in the batter's box, it's all up to the hitter. Mm-hmm. So the more he walks into that box with positive reinforcements and eliminates doubt of anything going on, the better it is for the hitter. So with me, that was like the best one I ever saw was Frank Howard. When I was in Milwaukee, he'd pat you on the back, and here's a 6'8" guy making you believe that you were the best hitter you were. Look for that one pitch, and when you get it, don't miss it.
Don't get caught in between.
Never get caught in between. Eliminate doubt was what his thought process was. So in other words, when you get that fastball and you look for it, you hit it and hit it hard. And you've done your job. Or now, a guy got a good changeup or a good curveball, you can sit on that too. That doesn't have to be just a fastball.
Two pitch, swung on and missed. Third strikeout for Justin Masterson, and 6 masterful innings for the Indians right-hander. Field, we go now to the bottom of the 6th inning. Game tied at 1. And Shin-Soo Choo will lead off for the Tribe. And you hear the crowd in the background chanting Choo. He thought about a bunt. Took it for a called strike.
Just trying to bring Figgins in a little bit. Now would be the time to break that drought.
This would be a great time.
Yeah, perfect time for the choo-choo train.
Ground ball into right field, a base hit for Shin-Soo Choo. And the Indians get their leadoff man aboard here in inning number 6. Choo's second hit of the night. And the Indians right fielder with a 5-game hitting streak right now.
That's the first hit since the first inning. And guess who got the last one?
Choo.
Shin-Soo Choo. That's exactly right. So he finds the hole between first and second base and the leadoff single.
And now Johnny Peralta 0 for 2 will be the batter. He has twice grounded out tonight. And pitches just outside for ball 1. Also will be interesting to see in this at-bat if Choo might get a notion to take off. He has 17 steals on the year. And the way the Indians have struggled to put anything together, instead of looking for 2 hits to score a run, get yourself in a scoring position where only 1 knock could bring you home.
Well, but there it is.
Liner to center field. Choo's going to hit second. He's going to put the brakes on as Matthews got to it in a hurry and made a perfect throw to the relay man.
Well, he knows, though. He was able to hit second base. He was thinking third all the way, but he got to it in a hurry. He was hit hard enough, and Matthews with a good throwing arm. It is cutoff man. He had time to stop and get back to first base.
So Choo is at second base now, representing the go-ahead run here in the 6th inning.
Johnny hit a good pitch. Ball out over the plate. He likes to extend it. And you can see 1 hop. So that's really, Choo wasn't going to be able to get to third base. So he holds up at back-to-back singles. And the Indians in business here in the 6th inning.
Now Travis Hafner with a chance to break this tie. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. And he bloops one foul down the right side. It's going to drop in foul territory. And the count quickly 0-1. Indians got their run in the first inning when Shin-Soo Choo had an RBI single up the middle. That plated Grady Sizemore. And that RBI hit by Choo was the last hit the Indians had until he led off this 6th inning with a base hit. Now he's in scoring position, representing the go-ahead run with nobody out here in the last half of the 6th inning. And the 0-1 to Hafner is a strike called on the outside corner, 0-2.
This is also something you got to watch when you're on base. Choo at second base, Peralta, the curveball. He has 6 wild pitches this year, and you have a tendency at times to bounce it. So something to look for as a base runner out there to advance. Because you think Hafner will see a breaking ball to try and put him away eventually.
Grounded fair, first base side down the right field line. Choo around third. He will score. Indians take the lead. Into third is Peralta. Travis Hafner delivers an RBI double, and the Indians lead it 2-1.
Boy, he tried to sneak that heater by him inside, and Hafner had nothing doing. He said, forget about it. He pulled that ball and kept it fair. Double number 14, so the Indians take a 2-1 lead. I thought, and he did pull the hands in. I thought he was going to throw him a breaking ball eventually, but Hafner gets the fastball, keeps it fair. Choo comes around to score. 3 straight hits now for the Indians, and a great opportunity to increase that 2-1 lead.
You know, after they couldn't buy a hit against John Lackey, they come up with 3 in a row. Infield in now for Luis Valbuena. Valbuena 0 for 2 tonight with a couple of ground ball outs. And now this will be pitch number 98 on the night for John Lackey.
Well, in his career, 6-5 against the Indians, although he did pitch 7 innings, gave up 1 run in his first time. But they have hit him around in the past. But he has been on some kind of roll. That pitch Travis Hafner got 0-2 pitch, so that's something, you know, as a veteran, you certainly don't want to do. He must have thought Hafner must have been looking away for the off-speed pitch, trying to jam him, but Haf got it.
2-0 misses away. 3 balls, no strikes. Kelly Shopik waits on deck. Activity in the Angels bullpen as this next pitch will be number 100 for John Lackey. Right-hander Matt Palmer loosening. 3-0 to Valbuena. High ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Nobody out. Indians on top 2-1.
That's now 4 walks for Lackey, and this is an inning that you want to have. Remember, we talked about this is how they do it. They put a big inning together, although they were able to score 1 in the first. They have Lackey on the ropes right here, and they've got to deliver the knockout punch. They had an opportunity with Trevor Bell in game 1 to knock him out. They couldn't do it. They ended up losing 5-4.
Well, this rally started with a leadoff single by Shin-Soo Choo. He came around to score on the Hafner double to give the Indians a 2-1 lead, and now they are looking to blow it wide open. Kelly Shopik 0 for 2 stands in. Lackey's pitch up high, ball 1. Peralta the runner at third, Hafner at second, and Valbuena down at first. Outfield for Shopik more or less straight up. Center fielder Matthews shading him a bit toward left. Infield double play depth.
I'd like to see Shopik try and stay on one and drive him to right field.
High pop. Center field should be deep enough.
Yeah.
Matthews backing up.
That'll get 1 home.
Peralta will tag at third. He's coming home. Tagging at second and going to third is Hafner. And it's a 3-1 Indians lead as Kelly Shopik picks up his 34th run batted in on the year.
Good job by Shop. Got the job done, and Hafner able to tag up to go to third base, but you can see the throw going to second where you still keep the double play alive. So the Indians team shop are giving you a chance to experience the club seats here at Progressive Field. Just spend $100 or more at any Indians team shop or ballpark souvenir location. You'll receive a voucher good for 2 club seats for just $25. That's a $240 value. Club seats at Progressive Field include unlimited food and non-alcoholic beverages. So a nice deal.
Matt Laporta will be the batter now, 0 for 2. But he's got a chance with a fly ball to get home another run.
And you certainly want to add this one to it.
Swung, missed, bat flies, almost got the bat boy, but he's quick on his feet.
Watch those people. The good thing the screens are there. Oh, my goodness. Look at Mom sitting there.
That's a great reaction.
I know it. She can't believe it. Well, it's a good thing the screens are there. That kid got out of the way in a hurry.
But that could have very easily cleared that screen,
Yeah,
and then it's like a
seen-
helicopter blade cut loose. Hafner at third. Valbuena is at first. 1 away. 0-1 pitch to Laporta. Outside to even the count. He checked on a ball down low. He did not go around. They appeal, but nothing doing. 2-1. The number 7 has been well traveled here of late. Jamie Carroll wore number 7 last year. Mark DeRosa had number 7 at the start of the year, and now Matt Laporta, the third Indian.
Well, he had different numbers first
number.
time around. What do you have, 16?
Yeah.
And that, I think, is worn by Tomaoka now.
Mm-hmm. I think Andy Marte's on his third different number. He was 30, then 15, now 25.
Yeah, as long as you got a number, it doesn't matter which
That's
one.
Right. 2-1 in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, he's really scuffling out there. He's trying to get guys to swing at pitches way out of the zone, and Mike Scioscia realizes he's right about the end of his rope. He has allowed 3 earned runs or less in 9 of his last 10 starts. They're right there now. They've got 3. I don't know if that first inning run was earned.
Fouled back, full count.
But this is a big one. They've got to get the Hafner in from third base. You feel a little safer with a 3-run lead against these guys because this is actually a very good come-from-behind team.
Yeah, that first inning
unearned
run was earned. Yeah.
Okay, it was earned.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're at 3 now.
Payoff pitch. Valbuena takes off. Laporta lines it down the left field line. Fair ball. That'll score Hafner. Valbuena into third. He's going to be waved home. Here comes Valbuena. He will score. And Matt Laporta delivers a 2-run double. It's a 4-run sixth. And the Indians now lead it 5-1. And that is the knockout punch. Mike Scioscia will go to the bullpen. He'll make a move here as John Lackey serves up a crushing hit by Matt Laporta.
Yeah, he hung him a breaking ball. He was 3-2 count. He's going to throw an 81-mile-an-hour breaking ball, but boy, it wasn't away. He was really struggled with his control the last 2 innings. And they did. They did the damage. They got the big man out of there. Laporta hits the hanging breaking ball. It goes for a double. It's a 4-run inning and a 5-1 Indians lead.
We've got a timeout here at Progressive Field. Matt Palmer coming on when we come back. He ran out of gas, but over the last 11 batters, he made 49 pitches and surrendered 7 base runners. And the Indians chase him here in the 6th with a 4 spot. Runner at second, still only 1 out. And Andy Marte will be the batter. Matt Palmer, right-hander, on in relief. And he misses down low, ball 1. Matt Palmer for the 28th time this year. 9 wins, a loss, an ERA of 4.42. He's made 12 starts. 95 2/3 innings. He's walked 43, struck out 58. Seems to be a guy that when he's on, he's dynamite, but can be a little bit erratic.
You make him get in the strike zone, but look at that record. 9-1. He had to fill in early in the year as a starter. And with all their injuries, the Angels have used, 12 or 13 different starters this year, including 5 rookies.
2-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Well, the Angels.
13 different starters this season, 5 rookies. Last year, they sent a total of 7 different starters to the mound. That was it.
Their club was rocked early this year by the tragic death of Nick Adenhart, which is why they wear the 34 patch on their jersey and why they hang his jersey in their dugout for every game. 2-1 pitch is low, 3-1. So not only did they have that emotional situation to deal with as a team, but then you think about what it did to the team on the field to lose a pitcher like that. Really has been tough for them to overcome this year, but they've done it with offense. 3-1 pitch. Marte up the middle. That's into center field. Laporta around third. He's going to try to score. Matthews juggles the ball in center. He'll score without a throw. And the Indians have plated 5 runs in the 6th to lead it 6-1. Andy Marte with his 4th run batted in on the year. Laporta was going all the way. It might have been a close play at the plate. Matthews has a good arm, but once he juggled the ball, he had no chance.
Marte gets a pitch to his liking right back up the middle and knocks Palmer off the mound. That run will be charged to Lackey. Close the book on him. 5 1/3, 6 runs given up today. It is now a 6-1 ball game.
Grady Sizemore takes a strike. Lackey had a start against Texas where he gave up 6 runs in 4 2/3.
Yeah, July 7th. That was a loss.
Other than that, he had a clunker against Tampa back on June 10th where he gave up 8 earned runs in 5 innings. Grady Sizemore swings and misses. Marte back with a dive. Grady has doubled and scored, grounded out and walked tonight. But once again, for the Indians offense, it's that big inning.
Yes.
That's been their calling card here in the second half of this season.
Seems like it's all or nothing.
One ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch in the dirt. You know, you hear people say things about an offense like, well, if they don't hit home runs, they don't score. And we've heard that about the Indians in the past. But I would think this feast or famine Indians offense right now, at least what they're doing now are things that you can build on. Because when you put hits together back to back to back, I would think those are things that you could build on as opposed to when you hit a couple of home runs tonight and that's all you got to hang your hat on.
That's exactly right. No, you like to see this thing moving on. And, you know, there
another
you go.
Base hit. Marte on his way to third. Indians at the corner, still only 1 out. 6th hit of the inning for the Tribe, and they have batted around.
Yeah, you really do. You love to see this. Everybody feels, they're part of it. Sometimes it's just hard to do, where you can get 4 or 5 hits in an inning.
Yeah,
especially against a good pitcher. And the shocking thing, it came against the John Lackey for the most part, except for the last 2 hits.
This was the kind of thing that, a couple of years ago the Indians seemed to do at will. They just string hits together one after another and keep that train rolling. Missed outside for ball 1 to Cabrera. Now it was Drubel, who had been the Indians' hottest hitter for not only most of the season, but really over the last month in particular. But had his hit streak snapped last night with an 0 for 4, and now 0 for 3 to start tonight's game.
Well, they took him out of the 3-hole.
Nothing doing on that move by Palmer. 1-0 pitch outside. They're thinking maybe that Grady Sizemore would be taken off to stay out of the double play. With a 5-run lead, would you anticipate him moving to stay out of a double play?
No, not in this situation here. You're going to save that little hole over there? I don't think so. Right now, this guy's not even in the strike zone.
Don't give him any outs.
No, I mean, he's not even in the strike zone, so there's no reason to run here. And every time he is in the strike zone, they've hit him hard.
2-0 is a called strike.
You know, yeah, there's no reason here to take off unless you can absolutely just cruise in. And it'll take the double play away.
Sizemore able to get back with a dive. Grady, 2 more hits tonight.
You know, and that's the reasoning why they're saying throw over. That's how Mike Scioscia's thinking that maybe he would do it that way. You know, I would send this guy here to try and get out of the double play. So he's calling, make the throw to first base, or, you know, any of the throws over there or step offs are coming from him.
Close play that time.
You know, Grady wasn't that far off, but pretty quick. Pretty quick to first base.
Including tonight, his last 10 games, Grady Sizemore's hitting .395. Now the 2-1 pitch. In the air, left center field, long run for Matthews. He dives, can't get it. Marte scores. Sizemore, he is zooming around third. He's coming home. He'll score without a throw. 2 more touch home for the Tribe. And the route is on. 8-1 Cleveland. A 7-run 6th inning for the Tribe as Cabrera delivers his first hit of the night, his 30th double, and RBI's number 50 and 51.
Well, he's been wearing out left center field, that hole out there. Matthews thought he was going to be able to get there on the dive. The heads-up base running of Grady, look at him. He's right at second. If he catches it, he goes back. He doesn't it? Look at it. Turn on the afterburners and scores easily. So gets the extra RBI. I mean, this is unbelievable. 7 hits in the inning, 7 runs in the inning.
And now Shin-Soo Choo steps in. He's looking to add a little icing to this cake. Choo started this whole rally with a leadoff single to right field. 2 hits later, he touched home with the go-ahead run, and the Indians have never looked back. A line drive caught by Figgins at third, and a double play will end the inning. But the Indians send 10 men to the plate and score 7 times to take an 8-1 lead. natural gas needs. Visit directenergy.com/GoTribe for details. And by AM/PM. Too much good stuff. Well, Justin Masterson sat around for 24 minutes watching the Indians take aim against the Angels, sending 10 men to the plate, 8 reached safely, and the Indians scored 7 times.
Well, he doesn't mind. That's a great 24-minute wait.
Yeah.
He's looking for his first win in an Indians uniform.
And he's pitched a dynamite game himself.
He certainly has. He really has pitched a good game.
2 hits, 1 unearned run allowed through 6 innings.
The total different ball game than he pitched in his last start inside that dome. Very good. Had good stuff, good sinker, nice slider. He's changed up.
Some activity now in the Indians bullpen, as this is pitch number 92. Grady Sizemore takes off to his right, and he's got it. 1 away. Let's have another look at the Alltel text poll question of the game. On this date, 1995, Jose Mesa broke whose single-season consecutive saves record? Was it Doug Jones, Dennis Eckersley, Lee Smith, or Brian Harvey? Text your answer to 31962, and we'll have the results later in the game. Outside ball 1, Eric Ibar 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs to second tonight. Oh, sure, now we got the big inning. Slider's going to go out and take pictures with all the pretty girls in the house.
What new? That's Slider at his best right there.
Outside, 3-0.
He just has a tough time throwing him a strike there.
Let's get a look at our Northern Ohio Toyota dealers game recap. Shin-Soo Choo's RBI single in the first tied this game at 1. And then if you just missed it, the Indians blew this game open in the 6th inning, scoring 7 times on 7 hits. Matt Laporta's big 2-run double seemed to break loose the floodgates. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Gary Matthews takes a strike. And that's back to the screen, 0-2. Left-hander Tony Sipp. The 0-2. Big chopper foul. Hey, you can see the 2009 Browns for the first time live at Cleveland Browns Stadium for as little as $16. You'll get 50% off any ticket purchase for the opener this Saturday against the Lions. Buy online now at clevelandbrowns.com. One on, one out. 0-2 count on Gary Matthews Jr. He steps away. Don't forget, Jim Donovan goes one-on-one with Brady Quinn. Training camp daily after our ball game here tonight. Outside of 2 strikes. Texas leads Minnesota 4-1. They're in the top of the 5th in Arlington. And if you missed it earlier, Detroit down 6-5 in the bottom of the 9th, rallied for 2 to beat Seattle 7-6. Mariners will be here tomorrow night. And the 1-2 is back over the screen. Justin Masterson has just crossed the 100 pitch mark. Be nice if he could get a double play ball and end the inning right here.
Yes, it would. It'd cap off a very good night for him.
Up and in, turn him out of the way. Tell you what, he's 102 pitches in, still throwing 95 miles an hour. And now the count goes full. Jeff Mathis waits on deck. This could be the last pitch of the night for Justin Masterson. Payoff pitch, runner goes in the hole, right field. On his way to third goes Ibar. Angels at the corners. And we'll go back to the STO studios right now for a Ford Sports Update with Al.
All right, Matt, Rick, let's go to Tampa Bay, Baltimore, taking on the Rays. And look at this, Brian Roberts, grand slam here in the top of the 6th inning to put the O's ahead 5-1. Ben Zobrist came back with a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 6th. So now it's 5-4. O's by 1. 7th inning.
First and third, one out. Carl Willis out to talk with Justin Masterson, so they're going to stay with him for at least one more.
Last hitter right here. I'm sure they'll have Sip for the top of the lineup to start switching, flipping the switch hitters. Well, you can visit Indians.com for an exclusive free T-shirt offer now through Sunday. If you purchase a minimum of 2 tickets to a remaining 2009 game, you will receive a free Indians T-shirt. Quantities are limited and offer only available at Indians.com while supplies last.
Jeff Mathis is 0 for 2 tonight. He steps in. First and third. Pitch outside, ball 1. Two balls, no strikes. Justin Masterson gave up 2 hits, 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and 1 more here in the 7th.
Yeah, he's probably out of gas. He's out of gas right now. Well, and you can see why. That's a tough thing to do. Stretch him out during the course of the year. But that
goes right in there for a strike. And on the 3-1 delivery, it's a ground ball foul, almost picked off the runner Ibar. Three-two count. First and third, 1 out, and the Indians on top 8-1 here in the 7th.
Started the last runner on a full count. See if they do it again here.
There he goes.
Stay out of the double play, and he
ball
draws
4.
the walk, and he's about done.
Bases loaded, 1 out. And we'll get a pitching change. So Justin Masterson went 6 strong innings, then just ran out of gas after he retired Kenry Morales to start the 7th. But a terrific job in this, just his 3rd start as a Cleveland Indian. He'll leave with an 8-1 lead here. Eight-1, Indians on top. Angels have the bases loaded with 1 out. Justin Masterson went 6 1/3 tonight. 1 unearned run on 3 hits, walked 4, struck out 3. And now Tony Sipp will come on, making his 30th appearance of the year. And Tony Sipp's been in a pretty good groove of late.
Well, he has, and what you do, you flip these switch hitters over to the right side. Figgins is one guy that you want to face from the right side of the plate. He's about 100 points difference. A better hitter from the left side than the right. When you look at Figgins, 234 from the right side, 340 from the left.
Tony Sipp has had 24 inherited runners this year, and only 4 have scored.
That's a nice job. You always love to have a reliever that can come in when there are guys on base and keep them stranded.
Well, this is a little tougher deal here with the bases loaded.
Yeah, I mean, if you give up one, you just try and minimize the damage is what you do.
0-1 pitch. The Angels, meanwhile, they're thinking 1 or 2 more hits, and they're right back in this game.
Well, they're a team that never gives up, I'll tell you that. And they're a team that is a terrific come-from-behind team, especially at home.
Swung on and missed, 1-2 the count. I think they have the most come-from-behind wins?
Yeah, they do. I'm just looking for something right now. "17 of their last 30 wins have been come-from-behind wins, and 12 of the last 14 at home."
Struck him out. Good pitch by Sipp, 2 down.
That's one way of keeping them stranded right there. You strike them out.
Hey, tomorrow's Mega Millions jackpot is up to $207 million. Stop by your local Ohio Lottery retailer and get your ticket today or tomorrow.
I'm going to go to tomorrow.
Up high, ball 1.
Take care of all the boys here. Give Bo, Emil, Kyle. Tell them to beat it.
Your own son doesn't rate more than a Bo, huh? Bo gets just as much.
Yeah, Kyle get that 100,000.
You get the .1?
Yeah, the .1. And plus, I'll get Bo a new box of crayons.
The 1-1 pitch. In the air,
Good
right
job.
field. Chu will make the catch. What a job by Tony Sipp. He comes into a bases-loaded one-out jam and leaves them loaded. Stretch time in Cleveland, 8-1 drive. Menu, and that new menu is coming to your favorite panini soon. Keep up to date at paninisgrill.com. Right-hander Shane Lukes coming on now for the Angels. Matt Palmer came on in relief of John Lackey and did not provide much relief.
This guy has started a few games himself. 6 starts, making his 17th appearance. Coming on to face Peralta, Hafner, Valbuena. And since the All-Star break, we talked about the big inning for the Indians and their offense. That's the 11th inning that they have had of 4 or more runs. 5 times they had a 4-run inning, 3 times a 5-run inning, twice they had a 6, and tonight was their 7-run inning.
Hit the dust.
I mean, you want a baseball that bad? Holy smokes! He's gonna wake up tomorrow and be stiff. Felt like he played in the NFL.
Down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's going to be a base hit for Peralta, his 2nd hit of the night.
Well, Sunday afternoon, the Indians will wrap up that series with the Mariners. All kids 14 and under will receive a Cleveland Indians art kit. It's also KeyBank Kids Fun Day on Sunday. You get the activities out on the plaza. Kids, you can run the bases before school starts. I know it's coming real soon, so not much time left. Get out here on Sunday, run the bases. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully it's going to be a nice day as well.
Mm-hmm. Shane Lukes was born in Rapid City, South Dakota, but grew up in Arizona, attended Highland High School. This Score update is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Strike to the outside corner. The 1-2 to Hafner. Missed 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shane Lukes had a terrific senior year at Highland High School in Arizona. He went 11-2 with a 1.15 ERA and turned down a scholarship to Arizona State after the Detroit Tigers made him a second-round pick in 1997. But as fate would have it, as the ball's tapped right back to the mound, he'll go to second for 1. A relay, not in time. Hafner at first on the fielder's choice. Pediatric blood cancer took the lives of 2-year-old Hope Fimiani and 7-year-old Michael Sparkman. Please help the ongoing research of pediatric blood cancers at Rainbow Babies and Children Hospital. On September 19th at Embassy Suites Hotel on Rockside Road, enjoy dinner, drinks, and a chance to win a Harley-Davidson, vacation trips, and a LeBron James autographed jersey. To purchase tickets, make a donation, or to learn about the story of Hope and Michael, visit asparkofhope.com. After Shane Lukes was signed by the Tigers after they made him a second-round pick in 1997, he made the steady climb through the minor leagues, but kind of got it stalled out as Valbuena lines a single into center field. And Hafner stops at second. And the Tigers, after he had Tommy John surgery in 2005, kind of hit the end of the road, so he wound up signing with the Seattle Mariners, then with the Kansas City Royals, and then the Angels finally signed him. And then last year, after all of that and all those years bouncing around, got a little taste of big league action, 7 games. Last time he had been in the big leagues was back in 2003 with Detroit. But that's staying after it and keep continuing to chase your dream. A long time in the minor leagues, and then the arm surgery.
Well, just the surgery itself, when you come back from something like that and have to compete at a level like this, people really don't understand how tough it is to rehab and just get it back to normal, let alone play major league sport, whether it's football, baseball, or anything. That's the dedication and the work right there. I mean, the medical field and surgeries now are so much better than what it used to be, but to rehab yourself and get it back to, at a level like this is very difficult to do.
Chopper, foul over toward Joel Skinner. First and second, 1 out here in the 7th. Now the 2-1 from Shane Lukes. Just missed low, 3 balls and a strike. Fouled right back. Kelly Shopik drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 6th inning. Part of a 7-run outburst for the Tribe. 3-2 delivery. Outside, ball 4, and they're loaded again. Been a nightmare for Mike Scioscia's troops here tonight since the 6th inning. And Matt Laporta, who had a big 2-run double in that 6th inning, will be the batter. Laporta bats with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 7th. And Shane Lukes with a fast, or like maybe an off-speed pitch for a strike. Hafner at third, Valbuena second, Shopik at first. Nothing in 2 the count. Down low, they appeal. He did not go around. First 4 innings, the Angels, well, John Lackey made 62 pitches. But starting with the 5th inning on, Lackey, Palmer, and now Shane Lukes have combined to make 81 tosses.
Well, yeah, you can see it has certainly put a
in the air, left center field. Coming on is Rivera. He'll make the catch. Tagging at third, coming home, Hafner. Throw is a good one, but he is in there safely with a good slide. 9-1 Tribe as Matt Laporta has his 3rd RBI on the night. Rivera made a fine throw to home plate, but Hafner able to beat the tag. 2 down in the inning. Runners first and second.
You only watch him. He stays behind it, and he got that ball and his momentum running toward home plate on one hopper, but Hafner does beat the throw. He tried to block. Ooh, his back leg got it, really. The front leg never went over the plate.
Andy Marte, an RBI single his last time up. He's also walked and struck out tonight. First and second with 2 down. Texas now leading Minnesota 5-1 in Arlington. Detroit already won today. So Minnesota in danger of falling 6.5 games off the pace in the AL Central. But more importantly, they're about to go 5 games under 500. Two-0 pitch. And there's a strike call. "23 pitches already for Shane Lukes. 12 for strikes. And a 2-1. And that'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the 2-2, and it's a full count. So the runners at first and second will be off. There they go. 3-2 pitch, and it's a foul tip, of course. Boy, Philadelphia tattooing Arizona tonight, 12-3, bottom of the eighth. That's in Philadelphia,
They
of
can
course.
put some runs on the board, can't they?
Yeah. Charlie Manuel's club began the night with a 5.5-game lead in the NL East.
You know what surprises me is that Colorado team. They're only, 3.5 games behind the Dodgers.
Yeah, all of a sudden, there's a check swing roller to third. Figgins can't come up with the bare hand grab. Bases are loaded with 2 down. A check swing roller for an infield hit. Didn't he do that one other time this year?
Yes, yeah, he did. I mean, that ball running in on him. He swung at ball 4. He wanted to check his swing, couldn't do it, but ends up getting a hit. That'll keep the inning going, and it'll give Grady Sizemore an opportunity now with the bases loaded.
Grady Sizemore foul tips it. Bases loaded, 2 down here in the 7th. Grady Sizemore, a pair of hits on the night. And he lines one towards center. Matthews Jr. coming on, makes the catch. 7 in the books, 9-1 Tribe.
You knock them off, you got to buy them.
Yeah, that's it. You took them off the rack.
That's
You got to buy
exactly
them.
right. They hit the floor, they're yours.
Oh, it's not that funny. Come on.
Well,
now.
yeah, I guess yes, it is. If you were there.
It's always funny when it's not you, right?
Yeah, right.
Pinch hitter Rob Quinlan for Bobby Abreu. Here in the 8th inning. Tony Sipp staying on. This homestand's just halfway over. That's it. That's all we are. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Bobby Abreu had 2 more hits tonight, 4 in the series.
You know, we finish up this homestand. We go on a, about 11-day road trip. But the month of September, awfully kind. We're here for about 20 days out of the 30.
And during that month of September, anticipate a few more September call-ups. Line drive base hit for Rob Quinlan in his pinch hit appearance. Leadoff man aboard here in the 8th. And here's a check of the Alltel Text poll results tonight. 48% were all over it tonight. Couldn't shake him, Arch.
No, they could not. They know. They know their closers.
On this date, 1995, Jose Mesa broke X record.
Well, you talk about automatic. I mean, when they opened that gate, they knew it was done, didn't they? I mean, you just knew it was history, man. It was a feeling like it's very good to have.
Joe Smith's coming out from behind that gate tonight. Indians in front, 9-1. Nine-1, Indians lead it. Angels have one on here in the 8th inning. Vladimir Guerrero looks at a ball inside. Guerrero 0 for 3 tonight. 34th appearance of the year for Joe Smith. That foul back off the foot of the umpire. As I mentioned, Texas trying to hold off Minnesota tonight, and they would move back to within 5.5 games of the Angels in the West. And you look ahead the rest of the way. The Angels and the Rangers.
What do they meet? 6 more times.
And they're late. Between September 18th and September 30th, they'll meet 6 times.
Well, that bodes well for Texas because the Rangers have beaten up on Texas. They're 9-3 against the Angels, I should say.
The Angels, you look at their schedule, though, Rick, it's pretty favorable. They've got games left with Detroit. But outside of that, ground ball, double play style, 6-4-3. That will take care of 2 quick ones. They've got games with Toronto, Oakland, Seattle, Kansas City, another one with Seattle. Then down the stretch, it gets ugly for them. From September 15th to the end of the year, they've got Boston, Texas, the Yankees, the A's, big 4-gamer with Texas, and then Oakland to finish. So it's pretty rough down the stretch if it's a tight race at that point. Now, who knows?
That's
between
exactly
now and then,
right. It's a while. Yeah.
They could pull away and have it wrapped up.
So you're looking at about the next 25 days. They can make some headway.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing as well as they can. They're playing great on the road. They play great at home. They've already won the series here, even though they're taking their lumps tonight.
They came in with a 5-game win streak and having won 23 out of 30. That's an impressive stretch when you consider the pitching problems they've had. I mean, just take this for example. Their next 3 starting pitchers have earned run averages of 591, 625, and 591. That's Sean O'Sullivan, Irvin Santana, and Trevor Bell.
Yeah. Well, that's the guy that they got to get turned around is Irvin Santana.
Yeah.
Because he's a guy that with a great arm. And, you know, but boy, I mean, yeah, there has to be concern. There really does.
Foul
Ouch.
tipped by Rivera. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, bases empty here in the 8th inning.
Right off the. Now, how many times do you place that protector there and it goes right off of it? That one did.
Usually it misses it.
I
right?
know it sure does.
And even when it hits it, it probably it dulls the pain a little bit, but you still feel it, I'm sure.
Well, if the Angels now they were to start a series, it would be Lackey and Weaver would be your first 2 pitchers.
Freddie Sizemore on the sprint, dives, couldn't get it. This is going to go to the fence. Rivera's going to get 2 at least.
3.
He'll keep chugging. He's digging for 3, and Valbuena will hold on to the ball. And Juan Rivera, he doesn't slide into third so much as he just collapsed into third. His first triple of the season. And again, we talked about it. Rivera does not have a stolen base. He's the only Angel on the roster without one.
Well, there's one. He hit straight away center field. Grady was on the run, so he figured, well, I'm going to just dive for it.
It's the first triple in his major league career since 2000.
Look at him. He almost fell over right there. Got a little top heavy. Those legs getting heavy.
Hit 1 triple in his first year with the Angels back in 2005. That's his first one since.
Well, that's how you get one when the outfielder, the center fielder, dives for it, and there's nobody there to back him up.
3rd of his career. Different situation. Sizemore probably just yields and cuts that ball off, holds up.
Oh, yeah.
Popped him up, foul, back out of play. And then there are a lot of outfielders who, in a 9-1 game, wouldn't dive for it because it was a 9-1 game. But
that's true most of the time. That's just, Grady. Well, when you're running there, you want to make the catch because you don't want to stop and go around. He committed to going after that ball, and that ball didn't stay up very long.
2 balls and a strike. That's hit a ton. Deep right center field. Grady back, out of room, and gone. A 2-out, 2-run home run for who else but Kenry Morales, his 27th on the year. And raw RBIs number 80 and 81 for the Angels slugger as he now ties teammate Bobby Abreu for the team lead in runs batted in.
Boy, look at the swing on this one. That sinker stayed up, out over the plate, and he gives it a ride. Deep to right center, to home run number 27.
Going to bring up Eric Ibar, who is 0 for 2 tonight, as Carl Willis goes to the mound to talk with Joe Smith.
3rd dinger that Smith has given up.
Let's send you back to the STO studios while we have a moment for an update with Al Pulowski.
All right, guys, let's go back to Arlington where the Texas Rangers' Nelson Cruz, welcome back. He's off the disabled list and he's leaving the yard. 26th time this year. Put Texas ahead 5-1. Is now 8-1. Rangers still batting. Bottom of the 6th inning. Let's send it back to you now in downtown Cleveland.
All right, thanks, Al. So they're really beating up on Minnesota tonight. I see Tomooka and Rafael Perez both loosening in the Indians' bullpen. Eric Ibar takes a strike outside corner.
Well, that was the first home run in the series, and you got to go back to that Texas game. It's been a while.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about 7 games.
Indians have gone 333 plate appearances without a homer at home. Backhanded by Asdrubal Cabrera, long throw, and a nice backhanded scoop by Andy Marte to end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, 9-3 Tribe. Rob Quinlan, who pinch hit for Bobby Abreu, stays in the game. Asdrubal Cabrera. He had a big 2-run double in that Indians 7-run 6th, and now he's got another hit. Maybe 2. No, big turn he'll hold.
They were able to get one by Sean Figgins, huh?
Figgins.
Holy smokes, it took him 3 games. That one sliced off the bat of Cabrera. It'll go as a single. That's his second hit of the night. That's hit number 13 for the Indians. Hey, heard from one of our old friends watching the game tonight down in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, yeah? How's Gary doing?
He's Judge Gary Bell. He's doing fine. He said, when they're going to let the real announcers out. Well, we'll say, send out a tip of the old cable cap to Gary Bell down in San Antonio, Texas.
Well, it's good to see he's got a television.
Yes, it is. It's still black and white, and he's got the rabbit ears on there.
Does he have running water yet? 1-0 in the dirt. Good stop there by Mathis. He'll be presiding over Kangaroo Court again this year, I take it?
Absolutely. Yes, he will. It'll be the 16th through the 23rd of January. He's probably already has his bags packed, ready to go. A couple of golf tournaments before he heads down there.
Chu slices one deep down the left side, out of play. Do you have the roster all set for fantasy camp this
No,
year?
not really. It's not set yet.
You had a pretty good cast of characters last year. Some new blood.
Well, yeah, you try and do it, by September.
Gary Matthews runs it down, one away.
We should be finalizing that probably mid-September. Haven't had time to meet with Bobby D yet.
Yeah. Boy, if he ever retires, Omar Vizquel would be great at fantasy camp.
Oh, yes. Yes, he would.
Well, Carlos Baerga, what you said, was the hoot.
He was the first. Yeah, he was great. We had a good time with him last year.
Which, you'd think back to his days here in Cleveland as a player, and that just...
Well, the funny thing,
Perfect.
it was funny because we have a Kangaroo Court every night. Well, the first time he didn't show up. And it's like, hey, Carlos, man, wait, let me tell you the ground rules. It's mandatory, my friend. You have to show up. He came out and said he had diplomatic immunity from Puerto Rico, where he didn't have to show up to try and fight his case. So Gary Bell just fined him double.
There's fantasy camp coming up in January in Goodyear, Arizona.
Oh, yeah, you can add a bunch of names there. It's a lot of fun.
And the amenities are first class. Not that they were ever a slouch in Winter Haven.
No, we always had a good time, made the best of it. But
with the brand new ballpark in Goodyear, though, and with the nice hotel right down the road.
It's really nice. It's really a good time. And it breaks up the winter beautifully. Right around, after the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually pretty cold here in January, isn't it? About the 16th?
You think? A little bit cold. 2-1, sock toward right center. Quinlan won't get it. He's going to chase this one. Around second, on his way to third is Cabrera. He's going to get waved all the way home, and he's going to score easily. 10-1 Tribe as Johnny Peralta picks up his 65th run batted in on the year. And so now for Johnny, that's 26 ribbies in his last 26 games.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, his last 3 at-bats, he's had 3 beauties going the other way. And he plugs the gap on this one. He dug that sinker out down and in and shot it to right center field. And Cabrera knew it was going to fall, so he was off and running right away. So Quinlan gets to the ball, and Joel Skinner does a nice job of just continuing to send them. They missed their cutoff man. The throw was not there. So what happens? You get your 4th guy, the RBI. So it is now a 10-3 game.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 10-3. I said 10-1. Forgot about the Angels getting a pair. It's been all Indians tonight.
Well, this game is the parachute came out after the 6th inning. I mean, it is crawled down to a stop to a snail's pace. But you know what? That's what happens when you get into these games, and every team has to use their pitchers. That you get into a losing mode, and they have a tough time throwing strikes, and deep in the count, and hitters foul a lot of pitches off. It happens, I think, every team. We've seen it a number of times this year from our team. And it happens to everybody, and that's just one of those nights. Even your upper echelon teams get pounded around. How about early in the year with the Yankees?
Yeah.
Their bullpen was unsettled.
And you think about this series, we talked about it. Indians had opportunities in the first game, had chances last night, but couldn't put anything together. You get a guy on, and that's it. He would just stay there. Well, they started this game 1 for 6 when they had a man on base. Since then, they've gone 9 for 13.
Well, that's why they've scored in 4 innings of the ball game. They've just continued that. That's what you like to see when you can score in 3, 4, 5 innings of a game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough to sustain over the course of time because good pitching is going to shut the hitting down. But, when you have young hitters, it seems to be contagious.
I always remember Ronnie Belliard back in 05. He said, the goal is to keep the line moving. Keep the line moving. And that's what they've done here tonight. That's what they've been doing a lot in this second half. Not sitting back waiting for the 3-run homer, but just stringing together hits when they've been able to score.
Well, if you hit the homer, then it's a bonus. And that happened in Minnesota. Where they hit the back-to-back and they had 3 home runs in an inning. When you get that, that's when you catch the bonus there. But, it's not one guy having to do it. Everybody else pitches in.
Hafner with a base hit into right field. That's his second hit tonight. Here comes Peralta. This throw cut off, and it's 11-3 Cleveland. They just continue to pound away at the Angels here tonight. So Travis Hafner has 2 hits and 2 runs batted in.
Little ball. Hafner finds the hole. Drives in his second run tonight. He's also scored a pair.
And now Luis Valbuena. So Matt Palmer and Shane Lux have come on out of the Angel bullpen, and they've been tattooed.
They added a little gas to the fire.
Well, Lux has given up 6 hits. Palmer gave up 3, so that's 9 hits allowed by Palmer and Lux. And let's see, 2 innings. There's a ground ball off the glove of Morales. Hafner stops at second base. Now Buena aboard. And now pitching coach Mike Butcher going to go to the mound.
Well, everything he's throwing is middle of the plate. These guys aren't missing it. I mean, he's got in there throwing strikes, but they're not quality strikes, and the hitters are teeing off, really. They're having some great swings. That's hit number 16 for the Indians tonight.
Tonight's another perfect example of the age-old saying in baseball of how it's a humbling game. You may think you've got it all figured out. You may think you're this or you're that. And along comes a game like this.
Yeah.
And that's not to take anything away from the Angels. I'm not saying anything of that nature. They're a great ball club. But
well, you go into today's game
this
and
is
say
the kind of game that
you're matched up against John Lackey, who's been pitching great,
yeah.
And you got Masterson, who's making his third or fourth start with the Indians.
Third with the Indians, yeah.
Coming off a rough outing, you'd say, boy, it's going to be a tough go. And they've got 16 hits, 11 runs, and Masterson pitched a great game, 6 1/3 innings.
Ground ball by the mound. There's the flip for one. Ibar's return throw in plenty of time. Double play ends the inning. 2 more for the Tribe. We'll go to the ninth. 11-3 Cleveland. 11-3 Cleveland as we go to the ninth inning. And before we introduce you to Rafael Perez, let's take a look at our Northern Ohio Buick Pontiac GMC performance of the game.
Yeah, Justin Masterson, 6 1/3 innings, just 3 hits allowed. Gave up a run, which was an unearned run, or excuse me, 1 run earned. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and you could see after he hit that 100-pitch mark, he looked like he was a little bit out of gas, but he still did a terrific job tonight. 4th pitcher now for the Indians. It's going to be Rafael Perez. Coming on to try and close this one out and salvage 1 game in the series against the Angels. Angels will head out after the ball game and head to Toronto, while the Indians will sit back and welcome the Seattle Mariners coming in for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday series.
Gary Matthews will lead it off. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Matthews will turn around and bat right-handed. Stay tuned for the Conrad's postgame show. If you missed anything earlier, we'll have all the highlights coming up next. Indians have a 7-run 6th inning. That was the difference maker tonight. Rafi Perez up high, 2-1. And also, don't forget, stay tuned after Conrad's postgame show for Browns Training Camp Daily. Jim Donovan will go one-on-one with Brady Quinn, get the lowdown on the latest in the Browns quarterback derby situation. Browns will have their first home preseason game this Saturday against the Lions. In the air, right field. Back goes Chu. 1 away. It'll bring up Jeff Mathis, who is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. We're right back with you tomorrow night at 7 when the Indians host the Seattle Mariners here at Progressive Field. David Huff, Luke French tomorrow night at 7. Saturday night, it will be Aaron Laffey and Doug Fister, and then Sunday, Fausto Carmona, Felix Hernandez to wrap it up. Tomorrow night at 7, right here on STO, Indians Mariners. Also, reminder, it was just released, the Indians game on September the 5th here at Progressive Field against the Twins. It was originally slated to be a Fox national telecast, but Fox Sports has decided not to televise that game now. But the game time will remain at 4 o'clock, and because of that, there will be no TV. So no TV on September the 5th. That's a Saturday, Labor Day weekend. Indians, Twins will be blacked out locally. Blacked out everywhere.
So that means an off day for you and I.
That's what it means. Swung on and missed. 2-2 the count. The problem, I think, in a lot of those situations is once you've already set the game time, people have bought their tickets in advance, they're planning things.
Right, and it's over the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the start of the weekend there. That's Saturday. So, yeah, it is tough.
2-2 pitch. Line drive towards center. Grady Sizemore, another long run. He couldn't catch up to that one, though. And it goes all the way to the fence, and Mathis goes into second base with his first hit tonight, a one-out double. Now we'll go to the top of the order, and Sean Figgins, who is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts and a walk. I'll bet he hasn't had many games like that this year.
No siree.
But again, the Indians, have pitched him tough in the series when they've made him put the ball in play, but he has also drawn 5 walks, despite the fact that he's 0 for 7.
Well, and a leadoff man's job is to get on base any way you can. For those guys behind you.
Well, he leads all American League leadoff hitters in on-base percentage. So there you go. That's exactly what you're talking about.
Some days you're not going to get hits, but as long as you can get on that base with a walk or two, a ball game, just to have your presence on the base pass. That's why he scored so many runs.
He was a last-minute selection to the All-Star team this year when Evan Longoria had to miss the game with an ailment. He's one of those guys, too, Rick, when you think of third baseman, he's not your prototypical third baseman.
No, not at all. But he at one point in time, Mike Socia had played this guy all over the field.
Everywhere, yeah.
He played him in the outfield. He could have played at short, at second, at third. And he's settled in. I'll tell you what, he's a really good third baseman, as we witnessed in this series. I mean, the last time it was Cabrera that finally got a ball by him.
Peralta says, you know what, you've done that to us all series long. We're going to do it to you one time. And Figgins is denied a hit by his counterpart. 2 down.
Yeah, getting that ball in the hole, Johnny. Little pop-up slide, comes up and a very accurate throw. Hits the out.
And with 2 down, Myceres Torres is the batter. Indians 1 out away from polishing off an 11-3 victory. Boston made it official. They beat Toronto tonight 8-1. And
hit him.
Hit him in the foot, didn't it? Yeah, it sure did. So back to third will go Mathis, and down to first goes Torres. And Rob Quinlan will get his second plate appearance of the night. He singled his first time up. That's the old back foot slider that literally hit him in the back foot.
Yeah, he couldn't get out of the way. Look at him hobbling down. That's not what he wanted at this point in time.
Strike to the outside corner. The 0-1. Just missed outside. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Just over 18,000 on hand here tonight at Progressive Field, and the 1-2 pitch from Rafael Perez is swung on and missed. Shopik fields it in the dirt, flips to first, and this game is in the books. Indians win it by a final score tonight of 11-3, banging out 16 hits in the process. Justin Masterson gets the win. His record 4-4 on the year, his first victory as a Cleveland Indian. John Lackey, the loser, he drops to 8-6 on the year.